What is up, Keller Williams agents? My name is Sam Jackson. I am the Director of Innovation and Technology for the Georgia Legacy Group. I work alongside the amazing Melba Franklin, who you're sitting in her Ignite class right now or taking part of that virtually. And what I want to share with you is just the amazing capabilities that we have with Keller Williams technology and the consistencies of what we're learning in Ignite and how you can implement that in your business. Now, I know that a lot of you got into real estate thinking that this is going to be awesome and going to be amazing. But the key thing is, it is awesome, it is amazing, but it's awesome and amazing when you have a plan. Now, luckily, you did have a plan. You joined Ignite, you're sitting here with Melba, and you're learning the keys to growing an amazing business. Now, you're probably sitting in or taken Melba's class on growing a database, and it seems pretty easy, right? We learned that there are 4 rules for growing a database. You have to feed it, you have to segment it, you have to engage it, and then you have to tend to it. So what does that mean? Feed it, we have to grow it. We have to grow it every day. You have to constantly be adding people to your database. Segment it. What does that mean? We have to break it down. Not every single person is created equally. And in fact, in the times of technology where if I were to log into Amazon and you were to log into Amazon and we were to both see the same Amazon experience, we'd probably leave. And that's what's happening to Walmart right now. Take a look at your online experience. Everyone's expecting a curated experience these days. It's important that you provide the same thing in your business. I'm going to show you how to do that. Also, you need to engage with it. You need to engage with your database on a massive scale. Gary Keller tells us that no leads means no sales. You need to go through your database on a consistent basis and figure out who is a contact, who is a lead, and how do I form a relationship. Which leads us to the 4th law, the 4th rule of growing your database. You have to tend to it. You have to build a moat around your database. Now, times have changed. Growing a moat around your database just said, hey, I have to farm an area, I have to tend to it, I have to just be in a relationship with my database, right? And then not get out relationship by another real estate agent. Unfortunately, that's a little bit more of a threat today because when you look at what happened to Uber and what technology did to the taxi industry, those same threats are going against your database today. One of your biggest challenges will be protecting your database from outside competition like Zillow, like Redfin, like Compass. And it's not just an agent on the other side with that brand, it's the threat to our industry. So this is a much bigger play, a much bigger task than what we've had in real estate past. But the good news is you've joined the right company, you've engaged in training, and you're going to implement what we're teaching you today in Ignite and with our technology classes. Take a look at this video, take a look at the series of videos that we have based on Ignite and technology training, and just embrace it. As Melba always says, do it!
All right, and now that we have a plan, we know what it is we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to actually get into the nitty-gritty of your top 20% and growing your database, how to do this in Command, our Keller Williams technology. So if you're brand new to Command, you're going to log in. You're going to go to the website up at the top here. If you can see my mouse, agent.kw.com. This will take you to Command, directly to Command, agents.kw.com. And you're going to log in using your Keller Williams credentials. So mine is S. Jackson, because I have a pretty common initial and last name. S. Jackson 49. Yours is typically your first name and your last name. And then maybe some numbers. And then a password that was given to you from your Market Center staff. We're going to just go ahead and sign in here. And this will show us Command. Now, hopefully you've attended technology orientation with either me or your agent services coordinator. And if not, there's plenty of resources online to get you through Command, but we're going to go specifically into adding a contact into Command today. So this is your home screen, and to get to your contacts, we're going to go to the contact icon in here in the top left. This is the double person applet, and if you're not familiar with each of these, you can always hover over them, or if you click on this red KW on the top left-hand side, it'll expand the name of each of these tools. But we're going to live in contacts here today. Now, if you are new to Keller Williams or if you're new to growing a database, this is going to be relatively blank for you. You may not have anybody in here, but today we're going to show you how to grow and add your database. So if yours is blank, don't worry. We're going to stop that today. We're going to at least put one contact in, and we're going to go to the Add Contact button up here in the top right-hand side and click Add Contact. Now, I'm going to walk you through You may say, hey, this looks relatively easy. I know what I'm doing here, but please pay attention. Please listen to these little nuances because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes and behind the data with our technology. With your database, I highly encourage you, yes, I can just type in a name here, but go informal. Go informal with your database. We're going to implement some things that are going to automate your communication. So we're going to send informal text messages. We're going to send fun mass emails out to your database. If you make it stiff and formal and legal in preparation for getting a document signed, it's going to not have the same effect of building that relationship with your database. Now, if you remember, step number 3 and 4 from building a database is engage it and tend to it. It's hard to do that if you're being formal and stiff and salesy with this. So I would encourage you, if you have a Samuel in your database, knock that down to Sam. If you have a Michael, make it Mike. We can go informal with the database here. Now, the other thing that I highly encourage, and this is what you should be doing along with me today, is put yourself in your database. So put your name here. I'm going to use the example of Stanley Hudson as my contact. And if I knew Stanley, if I knew that he goes by the name of Stan, I would knock this out to Stan, but I know that he goes by Stanley, so I'm going to leave this as is. Do me a favor, skip this button that says Add Relationship. This will create a ghost contact in your database. You do not want that. Just skip this button. Do not do it. Primary email. So go ahead and this is self-explanatory. Go ahead and do that. So Stanley at dundermifflin.com. Mobile telephone number. Go ahead and do that. Okay. If you belong to a team, you have the ability to make it a team lead or your own personal lead. That may not apply to all of you. You can mark this as a lead. And now a lead, as we've learned from MREA and from your Ignite class, a lead is somebody that you're having a one-way conversation with. A contact is someone that you're having a two-way conversation. So depending on your situation, this is going to be marked or not. You can always change this later, so not a big deal. Law number 2 from growing a healthy database is segmenting your database. So we have this feature here called tags. Tags are very, very important because this is what lets us scale our business to communicate on a mass level by breaking people down into smaller groups. So one of the things that you can create within your database would be like a family tag. If you're new to growing a database, a family is probably the best place to start. Just get your family into your database. Now, I typed in the word family, and not to confuse family reunion, it's a different tag. But I have family, and I can click create a custom tag, and I can color code it and create it here. Another example would be, maybe this is from my son's Little League team. Think about association. There are several different things you can put in here, and the great thing is you can customize this. This is maybe my sphere of influence. Or this is just somebody that's a complete stranger. It may just be marked as a lead. But today I'm just going to go ahead and put Stanley Hudson as my sphere of influence and create this custom tag. Now, if you want to use color codes, you can. Regardless, you have to click this add button for this to work. Now, this is important. We're going to click on add more information. We're going to continue through this process. And we're going to be as thorough as we possibly can. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be information that we put on this contact card that gives us a score. We want to get 100% on Stanley Hudson here. And I'm going to walk you through the things that you need. So far, we're on pace. I'm going to click on additional contact information. As you can see, we have some really, really cool features in here that I can include their preferred method of contact if they're looking to do email, phone, text. If they have additional emails, let's just say that you have the work or a spouse's email, you can put that in there as well. Same thing with the telephone number. And we want to go ahead and put their primary address in here. And the reason for that is that we're going to put them on the map. Now, if you don't have this information, as a real estate agent, you have access to the tax records through the MLS. I discourage you from looking this information up. When you're missing information, use this as an opportunity to reach out to your database and to give them a call. So the conversation would go like this. Hey, Stanley, this is Sam Jackson with Keller Williams. Wanted to reach out to you. I have some really cool things that I wanted to send your way. And I just kind of realized that I don't have your address. Can I get that from you? Now, here's the thing. Regardless of whatever script you use, whether it's something cool I'm going to send you, or, hey, Stanley, I just wanted to send you something in the mail, make sure that you fulfill your promise. And if you're thinking, oh, crap, what do I want to do? I don't want to send something expensive out to my database. Here's the start. You've probably learned this in Ignite already. Send a handwritten note. Send a really quick handwritten note that describes in 3 sentences what that person means to you in their life, whether that's a past experience, whether that was a coworker that you came from with your past company or whatever. Write a quick, short, handwritten note and mail it to them after the fact. They'll be thrilled. It'll make their day, and you've done your job to tend to your database and to build a moat around that by forming that relationship. Now, the way this works is this has to be a legitimate address. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my own personal address because I don't know where Stanley Hudson lives, but this will put him on the map. Another thing that you want to be doing is, mark out if it's a mailing address, but another thing you want to be doing is grabbing people's social media profiles. So if I know Stanley Hudson, I'm going to open up Facebook in another window. And what's really great is I don't know Stanley Hudson. This is a fictitious character from The Office. But I'm going to grab another random Stanley Hudson. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this person's profile. That's not the real Stanley Hudson. But I'm going to find Stanley Hudson, and I'm going to click on his Facebook profile here in the top. And I'm going to copy and paste this into my command. Now, this is a really, really cool feature within Command and within our technology that you may not be aware of, but most people don't move for fun. Like, we can all agree for that, right? Like, people move because something happened in their life. The funny thing is that, like, it usually boils down for, like, 2 main categories. Something happened in their work or something happened in their family. That's why you'll learn more about the Ford model as you embrace more technology and more training within Keller Williams. But that Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Ford is a strategy on navigating conversations. So instead of going in and knowing your scripts and out-scripting people on the phone, it's more about having a path to navigating your conversations. And once we're talking about someone's family, we're talking about their work and then identifying needs. But what this is really, really cool is that most people don't know, but in Facebook, there are certain keywords that we can use. There's words that like are congratulations or I'm sorry or a bunch of other keywords. The next time you go and write in somebody's Facebook wall congratulations, watch what happens on that post. That word will turn orange, balloons will pop up. But basically what we're doing is we're giving our artificial intelligence, Kelly, the ability to look for these keywords and use them to our advantage so that one day in the not so distant future, Kelly, our AI, our artificial intelligence, will say, hey, Sam, you need to reach out to your database because we found out on Facebook they're expecting or they got a promotion or whatever. So this is a really, really intuitive benefit that can get overlooked. All right, moving along. Click in the About section. We want to put this information in here. So if you have their legal name, this is where you can go, the long word with Stanley Hudson versus Stan. A description, if you know something about Stanley that you want to put in there. Loves crossword puzzles. His birthday, if you know when Stanley's born. Stanley's a little bit older than that. Okay. Home anniversary. So if this is a past client, you can put that in here. And then below this, we have the relationship. So this is very, very different from this button at the top. You do not want to use this one. You want to click on the About segment, and you want to go to Relationships here. Now, the way this works is that I cannot type in Stanley's wife because Stanley's wife is not a contact in my database. In order for this field to work, I would put Stanley in, and I would leave this blank. And then when I go to put his wife in, I can now link Stanley in here. You have to have at least 2 contacts in your database for this relationship to work. Now, what's really, really fantastic is that this isn't just spouses and married folk. We have every single relationship mapped out underneath the sun, including an other button. So if there's something that we did miss, you have a chance to put that in. Cool. And then you can remove relationship if you accidentally do that. You can put the company name in. So this is something we're going to type in. And their job title. Oops. Create the company. Job title, paper salesman. Why is this important? Why is it important that we know what people's job titles are? So if I'm lead generating and I say, hey, Stanley, how's work? Are you still a paper salesman at Dunder Mifflin? What happens when you get someone's title incorrect? What happened in your past experience whenever someone called you a junior associate instead of a manager or a director? People are very, very quick to correct you whenever you get their title wrong, because they've worked so hard and they're very, very prideful of it. Now, what's really, really great is that's an indicator to me that when someone has a job change, or if I know that their arrow is pointing up, they probably have a lifestyle change as well that says they probably make more income. They're going to most likely want to keep up with the Joneses, and they're going to have a real estate need. That's another thing to be very, very, to pay very close attention to for anyone who's a business owner, because you want to be paying attention to what their need is from a commercial space as well, if they're moving up or moving down. Okay? Now, you can put their company address in if you choose to, and then also their apartment suite information there as well. Okay? On the sales pipeline, we have captured and we have connected. So captured means that I have their information, and connected means we've actually talked. I've qualified them. I've had a conversation with them about real estate. Lead source, you can change this. You can select from a list, or you can select from a contacts. For the most of you right now, you're going to be typing in, some sources and some other things that you have in here. But I can type in, sphere of influence, and change it in there, or no lead sources. Totally up to you, but you have these at your fingertips. And then we have what we call custom fields. When you click on this for the first time, you won't see closing gift. This is something that I've added to my database. But you can do anything from kids and pets names. I can come in here and say, okay, what are the pets names of Stanley, or what are his kids' names? This gives you the ability, instead of tracking these notes, you can have a very quick reference on this person's profile card, so that you can see that in real time. Now, I went through this and I created Stanley Hudson on my account. This is going to be very, very important to you, that you put yourself in your database. Anytime that we go to test things, and take a look at the next video that we're going to launch here regarding to smart plans, but take a look at these things and use them on yourself first. You want to use all the different features that we have in Command and use yourself as a guinea pig, as a test contact before you go launching out to the masses. It's really, really important that when you have a plan, you understand how it works. And it's good to trust technology, but on the same side, have a healthy distrust for it as well. Make sure that those things are working and firing as expected on your end by testing them on your personal email, your personal cell phone first. Now, we've added one contact here. Please note that there is an import functionality as well. Take a look at some of the videos that we have on our YouTube channel, which is incommandwithsam.com. There's a way that you can import your cell phone and some other things. I'm going to show you another video on that as well. So stay tuned and follow the links that we're sharing here along with Melba. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. This is Sam Jackson, the Director of Innovation and Technology with the Georgia Legacy Group. Thank you.